Alright, YouTube, I'm going to try to talk a little bit fast on this one. That was 10 minutes on that first one. So here it is for the second part of my deck profile for my, I guess just call it zombie deck. Straight zombie. Fit 8-town zombie, call it what you want. I don't know. Actually, I like that. Call it 8-town zombie. It's whatever, though. But, here's the second part of the deck profile. I'm starting at the spells. Like I said, I'll go a little bit quicker. Like I said, I like the 3 Book of Life because I like going, it's a free reborn. Shit, it's unlimited for zombies. And being able to go get a Goblin Zombie and tribute for a Caius, or synchro with my Gale, or synchro with my Plague, or getting back to Plague and reusing it over and over and over until I finally would actually use its effect. Like I can use 2 of these for Plague, then use 2 Mizukis for Plague, and then finally use Plague's effect, and then play Burial and do it all again. You might not have that many cards in hand to actually do that, but just the thought of it, makes me want to play it, and I've done stuff like that all day. Probably with just like 1 book, and then 2 Mizukis, and then go Burial and do it all over again until you see your opponent scooping up his cards. But yeah, 3 Book of Life is definite. Be honest with you, I might take out 1 because in my match with Lazaro, round 8, I'm so mad. Shouts out to Lazaro and Dale though. But Lazaro, I almost had you, and you know it, and if you don't know it, well now you do. Pro stormed them and everything game 2. And I hit him for a Book of Moon in a Dimensional Prison, and everything was good until he went Dark End and sent my monster to the grave, main phase 2. And he played it on the game 2 and 3, and I was like, dang, must be nice to have a Dark End. I want to get one. But anyway, I had Gale. I drew a Gale, and it just seemed so good, too good to be true. He had all he had was a Plague Engrave and a Goblin Zombie, and nothing else. He didn't have like a Mizuki or anything. So he was down to top decking because I topped Gale, and I halved this Dark End to 1,050 and attacked over it for 250 or how much ever it is. And then I have a Dark Arm and a Book of Life in hand, and I'm like, yo, this man can't win. I'm about to win this. This man top decks Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer and hits my card. I don't have any setback those, I don't think. I took 500 and he removed my 2 darks, or my Mizuki and the other dark that I had. And then on my next turn I drew Malicious. That wasn't doing anything. They attacked another 18. And then I drew another Book of Life, a second Book of Life. And that didn't do anything because I couldn't do anything with it. And then I drew, and then he attacked for another 18 per game, and then on my next turn I drew my last Book of Life, and I was like, damn, all 3. So that made me want to take out 1, which I think I am going to take out 1 anyway. But Book of Life is really good. On to more. 3 Burial, gotta play 3 Burial. I really don't like 2. I might try 2 on another day, but 3 definitely seems like standard in zombies right now. You definitely gotta play 3 to maximize reusing your Mizukis and stuff. Double Allure, obvious for your some type of draw engine if you're not running Morphin Jar. Rain Control, Heavy Storm. 1 Book of Moon, I might run 2, just like Lazaro did. I might run 2 when I get my Dark End because reusing your Dark End is really good. End phase Book of Moon, flip the Dark End back up, and reuse its effect all over again. All of a sudden he's back at 26, which is really good. Mystic Tomato. Mistless Paste Typhoon, and 1 Foolish Burial. I might be adding a second Foolish Burial. I really didn't do too much of this card, but it did give me some opening sites and plays, like with Zombie Master. Like if I didn't have any zombies in grave, I could dump Mizuki or Plague or whatever, and all of a sudden, hey, I got a zombie. You can go Zombie Master, pitch Mizuki, get back Plague, yada yada yada. But Foolish Burial seems kind of standard in zombies anyway, so I think I might keep those. Keep it anyway. For the traps, run 2 Bottomless Trap Hole. Very, very staple-ish right now, and probably will be for a long, long, long time. 1 Mirror Force, 1 Torrential Tribute, 1 Dust Tornado, mainly for oppression. Black Queens be pissing me off with that stupid oppression and how they can run it like that with ease. Makes me mad. I like making them pay the 8 and then chain the Dust Tornado or the MST or whatever I got at the time. Or invades, like I said, pop in when I have a setup for Caius next turn and just really get really good advantage of setup off of it. Trap Dust Shoot. I probably will never ever let go of this card. I always try to side deck it and then add it back at times or stuff like that. But Trap Dust Shoot is really good. How can somebody not run a card that you can see their whole hand and put back a monster and know how to play around their hand? Well, the only answer to that, one of the answers to that is because late game, when you draw it and they have no cards in hand, but they have like 2 or 3 cards in the field, then Trap Dust Shoot is really dead. So, like, be honest with you, game 1, I like using it, and if I win game 1, I take it out. Depending on how I feel, I take it out game 2, and I put it back in for game 3 because it's critical. But then again, you know what? I've started to just actually keep the Dust Shoot in game 1, 2, and 3, and make me see their hand so I can put a card back in, just, do what I need to do to gain advantage. And finally, Return to Different Dimension. I only use this card twice, and when I say use, it's only been on the field twice the whole day, all 10 rounds. Even the round against, no, I take that back, the round against Vincent, top 16, that's where I messed up, but I'll talk about that later. I really didn't like this. It really didn't do too much. So I think I'm going to take it out, to be honest with you. I might try it on a later day, but right now I do not like it. I only have 7 traps. I think I'm going to add an 8th, and I'm going to take this out for a solemn. And I think I'm going to add call back, because call is actually really, I did not run call, surprisingly. I love call, and I needed some, at least one type of recursion. You know, when we had premature burial, we ran the premature burial, we ran the monster reborn, or we ran the call, or whatever we got. But it just seems like, I just felt like, you know, how can I not run call on it? But zombies bring back themselves, and I have 3 Book of Life, so I really didn't need call. But then again, call is really good again because of Brionic, however you want to say his name, because after you already synchro with a monster or whatever, if that call is still in the field and it stops you from being able to gorge, then it's definitely good to discard. Say if your opponent has 1 card in the field, but you want to discard 2 cards, you could dump 2 cards and put back their 1 card and put back your call and set it again. And then like your opponent knows you have call, but call is really good, and you can definitely reuse that and break face next turn. My side deck: Blackwing Sirocco the Dawn, 3 Kaiku, 2 Mobius, 2 Raikou. I like the Mobius. Basically, it's kind of, you know, these are obvious. You know, this is obvious. I like the 2 Mobius being able to take out the 2 Caius and put these in against Blackwings, and I added in the Soul Exchange actually too. But Soul Exchange, only 2 Monarchs, really didn't like that. I really want the Soul Exchange, a Blackwing, and tribute and pop a Royal Oppression and a Whirlwind. I haven't done that all day. I just did it, just regularly tributing, but I definitely want to do it. I want the Soul Exchange of most monster, but I didn't. But that's whatever though. The 2 Raikou are there to pop Whirlwinds and stuff like that when I don't have anything else. And I actually caught myself siding these against Lightsworn, and I had Light Mirror. I opened up with Light Mirror and one of these, but I used this first before I even set the Light Mirror. I was like, wow, I can't believe I did that. But I like Raikou right now, and it helps me to mill my Mizukis and Necros and stuff. You can see that on my feature match. I milled really good with Raikou on in a really clutch play. Lightning Vortex against Lightsworn. I didn't main it because I think that I want to keep my monsters on the field, or their monsters on the field, for me to send back cards with Berniak. I want to be able to. I don't want to Lightning Vortex and only have it the back row, and then I have to discard something to target their card with Berniak's effect. I want to actually have them have cards on the field for me to target with Berniak. But, I mean, you know, if you don't have game or you don't have a really good setup play, then you definitely don't want to give them too many monsters back in their hand. Huh? How many more minutes do I have left?
Go to the next row.
My Bad Age of Shield, you know, My Bad Age of Shield is very common right now. It's a new solemn, like it against Raikous, opposing Judgments, opposing Dark Arms, opposing Celestias, any of that. Soul Exchange, like I said, I think I'm going to keep in 3 Monarchs when I side in these, at least 1 Caius and 2 Mobius, so I can have like a 3 Monarch type thing, so I can go Soul Exchange. Because having 1 Soul Exchange with 2 Monarchs, you really won't draw the combo like how you want to. Soul Release to remove Lightsworns and Bayou decks, and actually probably the Mirror Match, but then again, they run Burial, so it's whatever. I run Dust Tornado, on the second Dust Tornado, and I run 2 Light Prison Mirrors. I'm thinking about actually going 3 and 3 with the Kaikus, with the Light Mirrors, and I want to take out this and probably another Spell Trap, or I just want to figure out something and add in Roar of the Crease. I think Roar of the Crease fuck over Blackwings way more than Dust Tornado does. Excuse my language, you two. Shouldn't be cussing like that. Anyways. But that's the side deck. Then my synchros are real common. It's not nothing too big, too serious. I actually did add a second Berniak, and I'm not going to sit here and go back and add the card that I had before. It was just a second Doom Kaiser. I think I might have to actually put that back. I don't know what I want to do yet. I haven't really messed with my cards since I came home. I've been tired and had to go to work and stuff like that, so I haven't really been messing with my cards too much. But 1 Allied Justice Cataster, 1 Blackwing Armor Master, 1 Black Rose Dragon, 2 Berniak, 1 Colossal Fighter. I really love Colossal Fighter. I definitely want to try to fit 2 back in. I gotta find a way, but it's whatever though right now. 1 Doom Kaiser, 1 Goyo, 1 Magical Android, 1 Mistworm, 1 Red Dragon Archfiend, 1 Revive King, 2 Stardust. Gotta have 2 Stardust right now. I've seen people play 1, and I don't see how you can do it. I have to definitely play 2 right now because them getting rid of 1 is just, you know, crazy, and I want to definitely be able to play another one later on. And then 1 Thought Ruler Archfiend. I did not know. I read in the new Warrior Strike structure deck that you can side deck synchros now. So I've seen Jeff Jones had a Thought Ruler in the side deck, so you can side deck out a synchro monster and put in another one. That's really cool because, you know, if you don't have enough room in the first place. But yeah, my time is about up. YouTube. Here's the Dark End mat. I'll be showing you the Dark End next month sometime, and I'll be having definitely more deck profiles up and more duels and stuff like that. So Kuma 1921 out.